Welcome everyone to our Truck Night in America, live here from Richmond Raceway for race 20 out of 28 on the season. Folks, what a wild one it was at Darlington last weekend for the first race of the 2026 Gainbridge Truck Series chase. We saw the most amount of lead changes, we saw a very bad wreck, and we saw our first non-racing motorsports Red Bull Fallout winner in quite a few weeks. So I don't even know where to start this off, honestly, folks. I mean, recapping last week, it was insane. We started off the race. Matthew Hubert, the eventual race winner. He got his first win since season 1 Indianapolis. He moves second into the all-time leaderboard, tied with I believe it's Ricky LaFleur for the most wins all time. But he started off the race leading about the first 30 or 40 laps, and then out of nowhere came a caution that just spiraled everything out of control. We saw about 3 cautions in a row. We saw the big one occur, which was a very scary wreck where Ricky LaFleur came up into Carl Young and the 98 of Caleb Rose, effectively causing a huge wreck that you only see at super speedways usually. But it was such a big wreck, it caused so much chaos, and we saw a lot of drivers take some hard hits. Todd Castle, he's out this weekend. The whole Jacob Shingle Racing team's out. They're just withdrawn from this weekend because Castlenut can outrace because of how bad that wreck was. But it was a crazy one. And then we have finally got our longest run to the end where we saw Ricky LaFleur jump out to the lead after cycling through the lap traffic not the lap traffic, but the slower trucks that did cycle through during all the cautions. Then he had Matthew Hubert on his tail, and up until the final lap, Hubert was on his tail, trying to chase him down. Hubert finally got to him, made the pass right before the white flag, and got the race win at Darlington. So Hubert goes to victory lane for the first time since season number 1, and now heading into Richmond Raceway this weekend here. Boy, oh boy, folks, this one could be even more crazier. We've seen the beef all week throughout the Discord and just social media between Racing Motorsports and Red Bull Fallout, just Ford and TRD in general. Lots of people not happy with that 8-2 Ricky LaFleur pole sitter here tonight. Caused a wreck, got a lot of guys out. We'll see how he does tonight. This is Richmond, where you can see a lot of short track, where you're going to see short track racing, where we can see tempers fly, guys get moved out the way. Who knows what can happen here tonight? We will have to see, but it's going to be quite a pretty crazy one here. But folks, coming into tonight, it's going to be 120 laps here at Richmond. One of the longer races we've seen. We're moving the 30% races for the chase. We saw last week at Darlington be quite a long one. We have another long one here tonight at Richmond for some Saturday Night Truck Series action. 120 laps around here. Ricky LaFleur on pole, of course, like I just said. Last year's winner was the 5 of David Dixon. Now drives the 9 this season. But Dixon not starting too well here. But if we know anything from David Dixon, he can drive his way through. He won last year on a fuel mileage race. This year, this race could be fuel mileage once again. We've heard all week about the teams unsure if an early caution comes out, if their fuel window and their tire window will line together where they won't have to worry about one or the other. And the odds of an early caution coming out very high. So we will see how it ultimately plays out. But this pit window could be very interesting, but I'm going to say around lap 40 is when we will see our first pit stops. But David Dixon was your winner last year, has a chance at it this year. He's going to be a free agent after this season, so he'll have to find a new home. But already he's got 2 career wins, one of the best drivers in the field, just has not been fortunate enough with the equipment this season. So we'll see how it plays out ultimately, but that is your track overview. We're going to have a great one here from Richmond here tonight, folks. Such a just interesting track. We saw lots of interesting racing last year, and I think once again this year we could see some stuff pop off. Who knows? This is a very wide short track as well, so this gives room for lots of moves. You just don't want to run 4 wide like we saw last week and cause the big one. So, folks, with no further ado, folks, let's head down trackside here and go over all the things we didn't know heading into tonight's race here at Richmond. All right, folks, so as I welcome you guys trackside here at Richmond Raceway, let's get into your chase standings coming into tonight's race, folks. Ricky LaFleur has a lead over his teammate, that number 83 of Ronnie Hauger. Hauger jumps all the way up to second in the standings from 8th. Finished third in last week's race, or not third, third in last week's race. And now he has a 17-point gap to his teammate who is currently in the lead. So Hauger and LaFleur, the not two racing motorsports, the 2 Red Bull Fallout drivers, both vying to get this championship. We will have a new champion this season. As we know, Peter Onjak, your defending champion, did not make the playoffs this year, so we will have a new champion. But as you look throughout the rest of the grid, of course, we have last week's winner, Matthew Hubert. Hubert's been on a tear these past couple weeks, and he's only getting better week by week. Currently has the best average finish in the chase out of any driver, so Hubert is heating up, and he's heating up fast, and he's going to be somebody to watch out for. A lot of guys said they thought he'd be a problem, and he has not finished out the top 10 since Talladega, and that was a while ago. He only has a few finishes outside the top 10 this season, and he currently has a 4-race top 5 streak. So Hubert coming into this race starting in second row, looking very, very good. And I mean, really outside of Talladega, all the way back to Michigan is when Hubert was last out of the top 10 besides Talladega. So, I mean, he is on a tear right now, and he's only getting better week by week. And you look behind him, you got the 42 of Alfred. He finished solid. Didn't look quite as good. That truck looked very tight at Darlington. We'll see what he's able to do this week. But it's a little bit troublesome for Racing Motorsports. They're slowing down more and more as we get into this chase, and with the competition amped up, you got to show up every weekend. Racing Motorsports not too happy with Red Bull follow, but they got their 3 drivers here from 4th through 6th. Aaron Abel's got the most laps led this season, but only 2 wins the show for it. So Abel's got to do better. He's got the pace sometimes, but he's just gotta lock it in. Just try to bring it home. And then, of course, in 7th, we have the 98 Caleb Rose. Rose, I think, had the second best truck last week at Talladega. I think Hubert had the number 1, but Rose definitely had the second best truck over Ricky LaFleur. We saw him pass LaFleur quite easily on all the restarts we saw until LaFleur decided to take him in the 33 out. But that 98 was zooming. He started in 18th, and by, I think, lap 15, he was already fighting inside the top 8. So that 98 truck was very fast. And once again, this weekend, he's going to be looking to do very good for his NS Racing team. And then you got guys here who DNF'd mostly. Patrick Nolan did finish the race, but he's been quite animated about his troubles at Red Bull Fallout, just not going too well, and they're just constantly struggling, and they got to lock in. But I mean, that 84 team's just been all out of whack. But then we saw last week Alexander Rowe, Miller, Wood, Sustry all have issues. Once again this weekend, Sustry didn't qualify too well, and a few others had some issues. So this could shape up to be a make or break race, only 2 races in for some guys. You don't want to be too behind. Of course, there's 8 more races left after this one, but that's a lot of races for the leader to pull away as well. So ultimately, it's going to be quite a run to the finale at Miami, but that is your chase standings coming into tonight's race. Lots of storylines, a heat between Ford and Toyota. Lots of things are going to pop off here tonight, folks, I believe. And there's no better place to do it than Richmond. You got a short track. Take out all your anger this weekend and then head to Portland next weekend at a road course, which likely won't see too much passing or too many opportunities for you to take somebody out. Who knows? Portland could be one of those barn burners, but we usually know that Road America later on in this chase is usually the moneymaker when it comes to road courses on this schedule. But folks, I think that's all we need to go for the pre-race. Don't want to delay this too much more, but it's going to be a great race here at Richmond tonight. 120 laps, some Saturday night Truck Series action here for the Gainbridge Truck Series. We're going to be racing on Fridays and Saturdays for the rest of the season, folks. So just stick around. It's going to be a little bit of a late night. Short track racing can sometimes be a little bit long, but stick around, enjoy the race. There's a lot of people last week, so, viewership's coming up a little bit. And we got a sold-out crowd here at Richmond Raceway here tonight. So with no further ado, folks, let's get to start in command and get these trucks fired off and rolling.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right, folks, the engines are fired and ready to go here at Richmond Raceway. Let's take a look at your top 10 coming into this race. In row number 1, it's the 82 of Ricky LaFleur alongside his teammate, that number 83 of Ronnie Halger. Row number 2 is the 27 Matthew Hubert, last week's winner, and the 43 of Angel Gutierrez, your regular season champion. Row 3 is the 38 of Joseph Wood and the 42 of Avery Alfred. Alfred's had many come away from the season. Can he finally win at his home track here tonight? Row 4 is 99 of Raul Dorn and the 41 of Aaron Abel. And then you have the 84 Patrick Nolan and Dorn's teammate Caleb Rose rounding out your top 10. But with no further ado, folks, it's time to get these trucks off and rolling here from a sold-out crowd here at Richmond Raceway. The green flag's underway for the second race of the 2026 Gainbridge Truck Series chase. And as they come through, it's going to be LaFleur leading lap number 1. Joseph Wood makes it 3 wide. He's trying to move. He moves into 3rd. Rogel Dorn on the inside. That's 42 and 43. Look at those. Look at that 99 follow through. Dorn looks very good. He was in the season 1 chase, but unfortunately did not make it this year. But he's moving pretty quickly, as well as his teammate, the 97 of Burnett, who will not be returning to the series next season that we know of currently. But 98 of Rose has fallen back a little bit. But Hubert moves into 3rd. Halger into 2nd. Wood up to 4th. Dorn up to 5th. Meanwhile, Alexander Rowe looking to the inside of this 43 of Angel Gutierrez and the 42 of Avery Alford. But right now, nothing going for that 7. That 43 is going to move right in front of him on that outside line. Meanwhile, here comes Rose now trying to get his way through. You got Jasmine Daniel, Matthias Bento as well. Peter Onjak up here. Carson Miller struggling a little bit. Sustray all the way back here. Another chase driver. Just, I don't know what's going on with that 17 team, to be honest with folks. You mean, their goal is to finish 9th or 10th of the points. I mean, you're in the chase, you want to win that championship. So, I mean, don't really know what the thought process is for that 17 team, but who knows? I mean, they're just trying to get what they can, I guess. But, right now, that 37 is not a little bit to the inside of that 98 of Rose. It's Nolan to the inside of Burnett. But, man, oh man, folks, these NS Racing trucks are just skyrocketing so far to kick off this chase. We saw all 3 trucks look very fast last weekend. Now this weekend as well, they're looking very fast again, as Rose is going to move into 12th here and try to chase down his teammate in that 84 of Nolan. Nolan, though, gonna try to make a shot, but now look at that number 43 Gutierrez to the inside of this 99 of Rogel Dorn here, trying to get into what will be 5th here on lap number 7 at the line. And we'll see if Gutierrez is able to pull it off. Like I said, he's your regular season champion, and he's been solid so far this season. But like I said, Racing Motorsports has just not been locked in these past couple weeks. It seems like they're only getting worse and worse. So they got to have some luck on their side. Of course, the wreck did not help last week, but they got to get these things figured out, and figure it out early on, especially. So now that 43 of Gutierrez still working on 99 Dorn, while LaFleur still up ahead, trying to drive away from his teammate, the 83 of Dorn. But that 83 of Dorn, 83 of Halker. But now the 99 of Dorn still stuck on that outside. Gutierrez is not able to pull the pass off just yet. And that Amsoil machine is still ripping it around there. Dorn, been interesting turn of events so far this season. Had some bad luck on his side, but like I said, he was a season 1 chase driver. So now, still working on him is this number 43, but right now, just unable to get this pass off. Burnett's going to get passed by the 42 of Alford. So, Burnett's falling off a little bit. He's got that 84 and 98, still trying to chase behind him. We got Onjak Miller behind here. Stustrai's got some company from William Ayers. And take a look at some other guys back here, see how Haynes is doing. Haynes is trying to drive his way through. Not starting too well. I think he had some issues in qualifying, but that 36 team is going to want to get that figured out pretty easy, pretty early on. But now he's coming up on Dixon, last year's race winner. Dixon always slowly gets his way up through, so we'll have to watch out for that number 9 team all race long, because they definitely know how to work their way up through the field. But right now, 10 laps in. Now Bento to the inside. Oh, that 98 of Rose. Rose's pace is just a little bit off to start off this race. Now there goes Abel to the inside of this 7 of Alexander Rowe. 2 team owners. Rowe, of course, owns Red Bull Fallout Racing. And you know, Racing Motorsports has not quite had their luck with Red Bull Fallout the past couple weeks. It's been kind of heated between those 2 teams. It's only picked up as the chase has started. But still trying to look to the inside is that number 41, trying to get something going, but I think Rowe's going to get back clear of him on the outside. Yes, he will, as Burnett working on that 42 of Alfred there. Always going to give that 42 of Alfred a bumper there. So Burnett going to give Alfred the bumper, move him out the way just a little bit. Although now a gap starting to form between this top 3 and the rest of the guys. I mean, even this top 3's falling off a little bit, but now Burnett trying to move past this number 97, this number 42 of Alfred, but back up front here at 83 of Alger right on the back. But this top 4 now just this top 3, honestly, I mean, they're starting to build a gap to this 38 of Wood as well, but now Alger trying to get to the back of his teammate here. Now going to close up here is Halger trying to get something out of his teammate here, get a mistake or something. He's been close lap by lap, and he's only getting closer, but just not able to get a move off just yet. Lost a lot of time out of that turn right there. And let's ride on board for the Red Bull helmet cam with this 83 of Halger's. He tries to chase down his teammate. You see there, Halger running a little bit of a slightly lower line than his teammate, that number 82, Lafleur, and it's kind of not giving him quite the runoff he wants in the corner, it seems. So, not to monitor that. We'll see if the 83 tries anything new, but he certainly is losing some time now, just a little bit lap by lap. He's just running a little bit deeper into the corner, but he's not getting quite the runoff that he wants like the 82. So, probably some adjustments on that first stop are going to be made, but yeah, that gap is only increasing here. Meanwhile, Gutierrez starting to catch up to this 38 of Joseph Wood here. But it looks like Wood, Hubert, and Alden were kind of just staying at bay here. You know, the gap isn't increasing too much, but we'll see how it updates this lap for this number 38 scene. But I think they're all staying within, a pretty solid tow of this number 82. So, they're doing pretty solid. So, about 3 seconds behind, but now here goes Rowe trying to get a look at that 99 of Dorn. That 41 of Aaron Abel is unable to get a pass off on him, but can this 7 of Rowe possibly have something? Oh, and a gearbox issue for the number 92 of Ryan Osborne. He's going to be out of this race, so that's not good for fans of McLaren Racing. And they'll likely have to regroup there with their team owner, Lennon Kochmer. He did not want a DNF like that, but Rowe trying to close. Rowe gets a little bit too close there, washes up the track, and now that 41 Aaron Abel is going to be back on his tail here. Onjak trying to work on that 37, nothing quite coming out of it just yet. Tanner Calvert running up in here for LWH Racing. He's doing pretty good, both of these trucks. Benson Pragio and this number 5 of Calvert. Calvert, of course, is not returning to the Gainbridge Truck Series next season. It looks like Calvert has some issues. Oh, no. Oh, Alexander Rowe. That's going to bring out the caution. He got spun around. Oh, and Onjak caught a piece. Oh, no, that's just bad luck once again for the 03 team. I think the 7 of Rowe's engine went out and he got turned around. So caution out on lap 25, and this is not what the team's needed, because this is going to throw strategy right through. And Rowe, that's not what he needs either. An oil leak for the 80. And I don't know if that caused engine damage to the 7 of Rowe, but Rowe having a nightmare start to this chase, and now he likely might be out of this one. So we'll have to see, but I think he got spun around. The 03, the 23, both made contact. His teammate and Peter Onjak both made contact. And that just sucks for Onjak and Miller, because they both get caught up in something they shouldn't have. And those two have been having insanely bad luck these past couple of weeks, this season overall. Miller's had some bad luck this past couple weeks, and just Onjak just never seems like he can get lucky. And yeah, the 7 of Alexander Rowe's out, so just another bad incident, and everybody going to be quite even coming off the pit road here. But Alfred, a very slow stop. And yeah, just not what that 03, the 23 or 7 need. We'll have to see here as they all make their way off pit road, folks. Let's go see what brought out this caution here at Richmond. So you're going to see it right here, folks. Just something breaks on that 7 truck, and just Rowe has to get out the way, but is he going to cross down? Nearly. He's trying to, and he's going to do it. Oh! He tries to cross down in front of the 37, 03, and 23, and just, I mean, I don't know. Oh, Carl Young. Wow. Young, I think, made contact with them. Sheesh, I mean, that is not what you need if you're the 7 in a row, and you can't come down like that. Just take it down the pit road. Now he's going to have, I mean, just that mistake there by the 7 team's now going to take him out of this race. So Rowe, engine goes out, or he's starting to have some smoke coming out of the engine. Car could have got it fixed, but instead cuts down from that 03 and 23 and 37. Bento makes it out of it, but Onjiak cannot react in time, and fortunately for the 7 team, he's out of this one. So let's go catch up with your live action here at Richmond. And Alexander Rowe, an early favorite in this chase, now going to be out of this race, and it's going to be back-to-back DNFs for that 7 team. All right, folks, we're back live here at Richmond Raceway. You just saw it there. Alexander Rowe going to be out of this race, unfortunately, for Vision Motorsports, and that's going to be back-to-back races where they're going to have one driver running, so definitely going to be that 23 of Carson Miller, and just another driver struggling. So you hate to see it, but that's unfortunately been the trending thing for this number 7 team and 23 team. I mean, everybody besides Hubert's been having bad luck. So that's what brought out your caution, folks. We'll see when we come back to green here, but this is certainly going to shape up to be quite the interesting one now, because Flit Pit Strategy, they pitted about 20 laps earlier than they needed to. So we're going to have to see how this plays out, but 20 laps too early is not what you need for these teams, especially with how the tires and fuel line up now. It'll be kind of predicament. It would be a lot of fuel they have, but now they use an early set of tires, and who knows how long they'll be able to do this. Who knows how long they'll be able to run now. So maybe we'll see stops in lap number 60. We'll see, but we're going to take another lap around here, pacing around, and we'll see when we come back to green. The 23 Miller's going to continue, but we'll see how the 03 Onjack does. I think he's going to be out of this one, unfortunately. Actually, he's going to be out of this one, definitely. So I think the 03's off track by now, so he's going to be out. Yep. So it's just, you got to be more aware at these short tracks. You can't dive down like that. And honestly, there wasn't a better place. And honestly, I don't know if there would have been a better place, honestly. So, I mean, that's just a tricky situation overall for that number 7 team. And, you know, I don't know, man. He probably could have done more, but at the same time, it's quite unavoidable. So here we go. We're going to come to the restart lap number 30 here. And, excuse that, but we're going to come to restart on lap number 30 here, which can give us 70 more to go. Whoa. Oh, yeah, we are running 100 laps. I don't know why I said 120 in the pre-race show. We're running 100 laps here at Richmond, so the window could be a little bit better for these teams, but I don't know why I had in my head they were running 120. So here we go for the restart here. It's going to be 70 more to go next time around here at Richmond Raceway. But here we go for the restart on lap number 30. It's going to be Ricky LaFleur alongside his teammate Ronnie Hauger. But Hauger, wow, what a jump there. I think he might have just jumped the start there. So Hauger jumps all the way ahead. And going to move into the lead, but he's going to have that 82 right behind him. And he's going to be fine, so don't think he jumped the start somehow, but now back behind that 27, Hubert still in third. Wood's going to be down to 5th now. Got some company from the 2NS Racing Trucks. Burnett's looking to the inside. Zeus try. on this outside here for a second. Looked like he was in a tricky predicament, but he moves through. Alfred's all the way back through. He had a very slow stop contact between Rose and the 84 of Nolan. And they keep on going now. So now the 41 gonna move into the inside. The 33 Young coming off the pit road. I expected that. He caught some damage in that incident with Onjack, but now the 83 of Alger gets a great launch on the restart, so now he has the lead. Can this 82 try to pass him? We're just gonna be one of the races where if you're in the lead, you're gonna be in a pretty good spot. So, about, I think, just a little bit into this race, but I don't know why I had 120 in my head. That tricks me up now, because I think we're going to be better on the fuel tire situation. I don't know how many laps we ran last year at this race. I think it was 100, maybe, but definitely going to be a little bit easier on the teams, I would say, but definitely there's more cautions that come. No, it was 100 last year too, so I don't know. That early caution could cause some issues. We already knew the teams were unsure of how the pit strategy window would work out, but now, if there is a 40 lap window, if they pit at lap 60, they'll be in a solid spot, because then they should make it to the end, but who knows, they could just pit really early once again. But we'll see how long they go here on this run and see how long this tire and fuel lasts, because that's what's going to really shape how this race goes, is the tire and fuel. But now Lafleur still trying to chase after his teammates, that number 83 of Ronnie Halger, and right now he's not getting quite anything out of it. Hubert just fell off a little bit. Is Hubert having issues? No, he's fine. Brakes failure for the 33 of Young. He's still good though, but gets that repaired on pit road, but Hubert fell off a lot that lap. So now Halger trying to get to the back of his teammate, this 83. I mean, Lafleur trying to get to the back of his teammate, this 83 of Halger. Let's run along board with our Sunoco pole cam here for this number 82. Lafleur not quite getting anything out of it there, but still trying to work his way through and just get past them and get back into our lead. But right now, a little bit out of luck. So Hubert still kept up with these two despite all the changes so far in this race. So we'll see if he's able to continue going. But this 43 PDRs is starting to wind on through here and just keep up with them, because he got past that 30 to Wood, and now Wood's kind of backing up this 97 and 41. I mean, these NS racing trucks are slipping super fast, but now able to the inside for what would be sixth here on that 97 of Burnett right now. Burnett not planning on returning to the series for season number 3, so that 97 truck's going to have an opening next season as well, alongside I think a bunch of other drivers who are going to have, I mean, the 9 of David Dixon's for sure to be a free agent, but that 5 truck will be open, the 97. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of options for Dixon, and who knows if any guys actually, who knows who will really resign. So, you know, silly season's going to amp up, but we still have about 2 months of racing still left, so you don't want to move ahead too quickly. But now, Nolan going to get passed by the 42 of Alfred and this 98 of Caleb Rose. So now that 84, Nolan struggling once again here. And we're getting into this run, and you have to wonder, when will the tire fall off start? Right now, they're all running pretty well, but who knows how that could change as this race goes on. So now the 84 gonna get past here, but now Rose moves on through. Rose is starting to come through just a little bit. Haynes is driving his way through. He's made up a considerable amount of spots. And back here, all these guys are still just tagging along. But curious how Dixon did, because you know he just always drives his way through. Right now, not having too much luck as he usually does, but he's still keeping up as now Nolan back to the inside. Looked like he was trying to go to the back to the inside for a second. But now Abel did get past the 97, so he's going to try to close up on this 38. But speaking of closing up, Gutierrez is right on the back of this 27 of Hubert here. But, I mean, there's gaps forming, but at the same time, as we come up on the halfway point in this race, not a lot of passing. So you wonder, when do guys start using that bumper? You know, they say the short track moniker, rubbing is racing, and when does that really start here? Where guys have to force their way through and force the issue to try to get through this race. Meanwhile, Burnett trying to get a look there for a second. Nothing going to come out of it, but might be a race of pit stops here, because, I mean, this number 82 is not catching up too much with his team. I mean, he's right on the back one, but he hasn't made too many moves so far. So who knows, honestly, how this would really play out. But we'll see how it goes on. We know Hauger's got a bunch of short track wins so far this season, and he's just continued to be very good at these tracks. LaFleur, I mean, he's been kind of all right at these short tracks, but as we're going to be reaching the halfway point here in lap number 50, 51 more to go. Our first lap traffic is going to be that 23 of Carson Miller here. This is another week where he's going to be one of the slowest trucks, and this is a nightmare scenario for Division Motorsports. You not want to have two trucks at the bottom of the chase, but they're very well going to have that at the end of this one. And it's, once again, Miller is not really his fault at all. Just getting involved and getting stuck by other people's instincts. I believe like this is the second or third time it's involved Rose. So those two just seem to fall together a lot, but both struggling after his solid performance last week. And moving on through. Right on the low station, I still think is at 17, and he's all the way down in 13, so that's not bad. So a lot of chase drivers in this top 10. Meanwhile, Jasmine Daniels trying to close up on this 98 of Rose and this 84 of Nolan, but now these guys are starting to build their own little gap. And 99 of Dorn trying to look to the inside of this 97 of Burnett. And he will, but I mean, it's surprising to me how this 97 and 99 are running so much more faster than their teammates to start off tonight. But I mean, Nathan Stapleton's bringing out the fastest trucks bringing out some of the faster trucks when it matters the most at this time of the year. So I mean, hats off to him and that NS Racing team. But Burnett's gonna clear him into turn one. It looks like for a second, Dorn's got a really bad runoff onto the front stretch there, but side by side still between these two drivers. Dorn not giving up just yet, but he's certainly trying to work it here. And you know, right now, that 99 still sticking in tow, but back up front here, Gutierrez trying to fall off that 27 just a little bit. Meanwhile, sorry for all the voice cracks. So meanwhile, this 23 of Miller is going to be right in front of this 83. How will the 83 of Hauger manage lap traffic here? Oh no. He's going to block up both of them here, so not happy with them after last week, clearly. But that's going to allow LaFleur to move into the lead, and here we go. This is where lap traffic is going to cause, contact between the teammates there. Lap traffic is going to prove to be an issue, and Hauger going to run that number 23 of Miller a little bit wide there. And he made contact with the back end of his teammate, that 82 LaFleur. And, oh boy, that is close as it can get between the teammates here. And I think as we close up on the second pit window, as they try to make their way through this lap traffic, this is going to be where everything shakes up here. Is actually Wood. No, I thought Wood was going to pit there for a second, but now Hubert's going to come up on his teammate. We'll see how much of a fit the 23 gives him. I don't think he will. I mean, that's his team owner, so hopefully not. But boy, he just used that 83 and 82. Who knows? But Hubert, yeah, not going to get much of a fight from this 23-ish. I mean, you know, Miller's probably ticked off with the how everything's turned out so far in the show. So let's the Steamboater right on through. But now they're going to be coming up on these 3 trucks here. The 01 of Lexi Herman, who's going to be looking for a new ride next season. The 8 of Max Davis and the 60 of Terry Bull. Which, honestly, if I had to assume, I think Herman probably would end up at their own team, LWH Racing, probably driving that number 5 or the newly numbered 53. That's going to be the 57 in terms of 53. So maybe Vittoria moves to the 5 or whatnot if he even resigns. So we don't really know when it comes to the season who's resigning and whatnot just yet. But now Gutierrez going to get past this 23 of Miller as well. But as they come up on these trucks, will this be Hauger's time to use these trucks to his advantage and try to get past this number 82 of Leclerc? So there goes LaFleur to the inside, and I'm thinking here, here's 27 of Hubert. Depending on how much this lap traffic picks up, we're so far 30 laps into the second run here on tires and fuel. If we get closer to lap 70 and they're just stuck in, they're just completely stuck here, do they try and look to just jump these guys and go on pit road and not deal with the lap traffic? So now, Hauger's gonna get stuck behind. This is number 8 of Max Davis here, and this could be the opportunity for LaFleur to drive away. If, oh no, this is gonna be interesting now, because puts a truck in between them, and if this 01 of Herman puts a fight up on this 83, this could spell trouble if LaFleur gets the run he wants. And yeah, I mean, Hauger having some trouble here. And gonna have to hope Gale holds up that number 82, but now he's gonna get past this 82, wins 01, and we'll see how much he put up a fight for this 27 of Hubert as well. But now that 83 is gonna have to try to catch up with that number 82. And now there goes Hubert moving to the inside of the bull. Not gonna have too many issues there. I mean, Hubert can try to steal it, go back to back, become the second winningest driver all time. I mean, he's definitely capable of doing it. That 27 team's definitely been the best team so far in the past couple of weeks. Now that gap is increasing as that 82 moves to the inside of this 96 of Gale. So this is what I'm talking about here. If you're this 83, this 27, do you pull the trigger and come down the pit road here? Get your fuel, get your fresh tires, and just try to beat this 82 out on pit strategy if he gets away too far. Because now they're in a little bit of a predicament here, as that 75 of Benny Watson, or that number 57 Victoria, don't put up a fight. He's going to have possibly 3 trucks in between him and his teammate here. That's the tricky thing about short track racing. How do you manage that traffic? And how do you try to get through this race? Hauger's got 2 or 3 wins so far this season, and 2 of them have been at short tracks. 1 of them has been at a road course, so he's got a chance of going back to back if he's able to figure this out. But right now, stuck on the back of Gale, and this is going to further lose some time. I mean, Hauger is not doing good tonight at getting past lap traffic. You got to set up these moves, and right now, and she's just flying to the back of these of his fellow drivers, and then just trying to figure. He's not pushing them out the way, so I mean, if you're gonna fly to the back of him, at least give him a bump. But right now, he's not even doing that. He's being a little bit too patient. I think you gotta set up the move off exit. Now there goes 83 of Hauger past his 96, but now this 82 can be on the back of this 75 and the rest of them. So how will we be able to manage this lap traffic is the question here. And Watson gonna block him off just a little bit. So this is where the trouble could spell. So he's gonna be stuck on the outside. Oh no. So this is gonna allow the 83 of Hauger to move through. as Hubert's going to be closing up on this 96. So Hubert's keeping up to Gutierrez as well. Here comes all these guys trying to move through. Aaron Abel going to be stuck on this outside here. He's not going to fare too well on the side of traffic, but here's where it's make or break if you're this 82. And so that's Toyota's putting up quite the fight. Toyota not happy with LaFleur after last week. And once again, just Watson just giving him fits here. That's going to allow this 83 to catch up, as well as this 27 to Hubert if he was able to get past this 96 to Gale, who's a roadblock for him. So now Hubert's going to lose a bunch of time to them up there, because this, remember, 96 is simply just clogging everything. But now this is allowed time. This 75 has allowed this number 83 of Halker to get on through here to make it to lap number 70. When do we see the next stops in this race? We are about 40 laps into the run. That was their first pit window I thought we could do. So how long can they stretch these tires? So now Hubert's gonna get past this 96 finally, but he lost so much time to them. And now it's not good for this 83 of Halker. Watson for a second was double file with this number 57 and 75, and yeah, that's going to have Halker really run wide there. So this can give this 82 another opportunity. It just seems the luck is always falling for this 82 team. And now once again, he's going to have more lap traffic in between him and this 83 of Ronnie Halker. Now he might make it 3 trucks here if he gets past this 80 of Mahold, which he looks like he will do. As this is 83 of Halker going to give the bumper to the 75 of Benny Watson, telling him, get out the way. I got places to be. With 25 laps left in this race, we still have 1 pit stop left. When will those come? And now 2 more trucks in between this 82 and 83. And it's been an unlucky day of lap traffic. Get the cautions out here at Richmond, and this could be the breaking point in this race. What is it for? It's for something, that's for sure. But why? Oh, Joseph Wood on pit road, and he had a brakes failure. So Wood running so well, and it might just be back-to-back DNFs for this 38 team, which is not how you want to start off this chase run, and I think that's what it was. So we're going to do a no-cut replay here for the playoff action and go see what happened to this 33. You know, 38, but we usually don't do this, but oh no, he just had a brakes failure and he stalled it. So Wood, as you can see here, folks, just running decent, I guess. Gets past the lap traffic, and then does his brakes just go out coming off the exit? Yeah. Man, doesn't even get it back down the pit road, so you needed a tow, and yeah, that's gonna bring out the caution every single time. This, unlike Rowe, wisely takes it to the inside, but yeah, that's not good for Wood. He's gonna get a tow back to the garage now, or back to pit road, and they're gonna have to figure this one out. But that's your cost of caution here on lap number, what even is it? Lap number 77. Halker's all the way back here. So this is going to be quite the jumbled up restart. But here comes the 83, the 82 down the pit road. This is going to be the final restart in this race likely. So how does this all play out here? We're going to have quite the race off pit road. It's going to be the 82 of Ricky LaFleur leading him down. But will he come out with the lead? Who knows if Wood will even be able to continue this race. A brakes failure is just not what you need at this moment, and that's what happens to him. Yep, it looks like he will continue, but he's going to be about a lap down now. Or 3 laps down. Yeah. So 2 tires and fuel. This is the money stop. LaFleur, I think, is easily going to come out in the lead, but where does everybody else come out? The second, Halker. Third, Hubert. Fourth, it's going to be Gutierrez. Fifth, Aaron Abel. 6th, Matthew Burnett. Jasper Daniel, very fast stop. 42, Alfred. Caleb Rose. Brandon Haynes is all the way up here now. He's driven his way through. So, boy oh boy, this is going to be the final restart of this race. And how will it play out? Now is the question. So, 82 leading us back to green, but last time we saw that 83 get a great launch and restart. Can he get that launch this time? Or do we see some shenanigans? Does that number 27 Hubert try to make a bold move? But this for sure is the final restart in this race. This one's been pretty mellow. It's had some issues. I mean, not issues. It's had some moments, but you know that's Richmond for you. It could be either super chaotic or it could be troublesome. And who knows? This might be sparking off a bunch of cautions from now. We usually see that happen, but we'll see how it plays out for this 82 team now, as they need to get a good launch in this restart. They cannot let that happen again like what happened on the last one. So here we go. I think we're going to restart on lap number 82. Coincidentally, the 82 is leading, but fast stop for the 81 team. Wood's going to be in a decent spot here. But yeah, we're going to come to the restart here. Wood's going to have to drop behind. Hopefully they all get past him quite easily here. This is where we usually see troubles here at these short tracks. No, guys don't make the move, but everybody can get through just fine here potentially. So the fact that it continues is good. But Wood, you gotta move, bud. You can't park it on the entry. That's a Nolan, wow. Slow stop for Nolan. His team has just been awful for him. Honestly, I don't think the Red Bull Fallout management really cares, honestly, about Nolan. I don't think he's going to be returning to that team this season. That's the one season that I do think we see, because it's just been a bad relationship, and I don't think the team principal really cares. So we'll see how it plays out, but as we get back up here for our restart, the 82 LaFleur and the 83 of Alger, the final restart potentially in this race. Here we go. Less than 20 to go in this race. Alger on the outside, Aaron Abel diving to the inside for third. Three wide for third right now. Alger on the back of his teammate, trying to get that lead, but now Abel gonna move it to third. He makes a three wide move and it pulls off. Everybody else back here racing three wide as well. So now back up front, it's the 82 of Ricky LaFleur, but can this 83 of Ronnie Alger get to the back of his teammate and possibly move him? You know he wants this race when he got screwed over by the lap traffic, but can he pull it off now? Right on the back of his teammate. They're always going to run a little bit wide there. That is not what you need for this 83. Alger, there he goes to the inside for the lead. No, he had a look, but it doesn't happen. Three wide between Rob Godor and Kyler Sustrai, and the 98 of Caleb Rose behind. The 83 had his shot, but he didn't quite send it in there. Will he get another look going into turn number 3? Alger now falling off a little bit. You can't let that 82 outclass you here. You gotta keep in tow. There's not gonna be lap traffic at the end of this one, so it's gonna be off pure pace to the end. Unless that 38 runs super slow, but yeah, I just don't, yeah, it's gonna be pure pace to the end. Alger right on the back of his teammate, the 82 LaFleur. Does he give him the bump? Oh, LaFleur's gonna run a little bit wide here. Does that 83 get the run into turn number 1 for the lead? There he goes for the lead. There goes Alger to the inside of LaFleur. Looking for the lead here on lap number 87, side by side between the two teammates. LaFleur trying to defend on the outside, but that 83 finally got the look, and they got that 41 of Aaron Abel right behind them. And their teammate, the 43 of Gutierrez, who finally got around that 27 of Matthew Hubert. Although does this 82 clear him going through turn number 1. Side by side all the way through. These two are not backing out of it, but here comes Aaron Abel as well. Got that win at Gateway. He stole it from these two. Can he possibly spoil the party and get past this 83? All this battling is going to allow everybody else to catch back up, but here we go. We're going to be coming to 11 to go at the line in this race, and Ricky LaFleur is still side by side with that 83. Oh no, Hauger might lose a run. Does he make contact? No, he's going to stick his nose in there still though. Not giving up. Great racing between these two teammates. Hauger into turn number one once again. Does he stick that nose in? Yes, he will. He's going to get it. Oh no, he's going to back out of it just a little bit. This might be the run this 82 gets into turn number 3. No, not quite. Still to the inside. Oh, Aaron Abel. Does he make it 3 wide? Contact with Hauger maybe. This is what the chase racing brings. Aaron Abel right on the back of this number 83. They've been going at it all week. Does Aaron Abel possibly make a move? Abel to the inside for second, but here comes Ricky LaFleur now. Gonna have to get past this number 841 for second. Does he now get on the offensive against his teammate with less than 10 to go in this race? Fantastic racing between these two teammates in their team and the other Toyota of Aaron Abel. But now, can this 82 LaFleur possibly get a shot? Or will it be all she wrote here? We will see. Will those two race side by side for so many laps back behind here? These guys are all jumping it up now. Alfred, Gutierrez, Burnett. I mean, heck, Jasmine Daniels up here. Brandon Haynes into the top 10. Where did he come from? He started dang near last in this race. And I mean, David Dixon as well, all the way up to 17th. I talked about it. He always makes his way through. There goes Alfred past Burnett. But less than 10 to go in this race. We're going to be coming to 6 to go at the line. What does this number 82 have left in the engine? Caution does come out at this point. We're in overtime territory. But right now, the 83 of Hauger managing it well. That 82 LaFleur, I don't think quite has the moves for this 83, but does that 41 Aaron Abel possibly have something? We will see. But now, this 82 back on the offensive. Can he get to the back of this 83? He's getting a great run there. He's going to get the run off the corner as well. He's been really good in 3 and 4 all night. And now, as we come to 5 more to go in this race, LaFleur right on the back of his teammate. Oh no, Hauger though going to get a run out of turns 1 and 2. So it's been 1 and 2 for this 83 and 3 and 4 for this 82. How will this continue to play out? But now, this 82 of Hauger running that middle line. Gonna try to keep up with them. But now 4 more to go for this 83 of Hauger. Unless a caution comes out, we are green to the end. But we are in overtime territory if something does spark off. But I think it might just be all she wrote, as this 83 of Hauger is manages this race well. His teammate 82 LaFleur is right behind him, but I don't know if LaFleur has anything quite left in this one. Oh no, these guys are all be under a blanket. They're going to turn number 3. Does this 82 make a move possibly? LaFleur right on the back end of his teammate here. Coming to 2 more to go here. Richmond, he lost 1 week ago in the last lap pass. Is he going to be the one on the offensive side this time? 2 more to go in this race. Some guys are coming down the pit though. But I think that's all she wrote. That 82 Ricky LaFleur is going to fade off here. Coming to the white flag. It's going to be the 83 Ronnie Hauger. Gonna be taking his way through, looking to get his 4th race win on the season. He's won at IRP. And he's won at Fuji, and now looking to get his 4th race win on the season here, and likely try to take this chase lead if he can from his team, and I don't think he just quite will. But out of turns 3 and 4, Ronnie Hauger's gonna win at Richmond.
Thank you, God.
What a win for that number 83 team. They get the W here at Richmond. And what an insane finish that was. He makes the pass. Aaron Abel looked like he was trying to get something through, but He's going to come through and get the win. Third will be Abel. Fourth, I'm going to say, is Hubert. Gutierrez all the way back here. He likely had some issues. Looks like we had some pit stops in off this race. I don't think anybody quite had any issues though. Gearbox and Miller went out, so he's gonna get a DNF. So I mean, Vision Motorsports not having the run they want, but the 83 of Hauger gets the win here at Richmond Raceway. And boy, oh boy, folks, this chase battle is only heating up week by week. I mean, that was insane to the line. We knew he got screwed over lap traffic. We just had to wonder if he had the pace or not, and he did. He gets his 4th race win on the season. And I mean, this is the time where you need to step, but this 83 team is definitely doing that. They won at New Smyrna, they won at Fuji, they won at Lucas Oil, and now they win at Richmond. And Ronnie Hauger is the man so far at these short tracks so far this season. And I mean, you gotta wonder who's gonna stop him. We have a few more short tracks left on this season as well, and right now this 83 team looks like the guy to beat when we come to these events. And I mean, he's not the best short track. I mean, in terms of talent, I'm not sure if he's got the best skill wise at short tracks, but right now he's just putting it all together. He's certainly top 5, but I mean, we see other guys like Avery Alford unfortunately just not have the pace that they wanted at these short tracks, but they've looked super solid too. But right now, Hauger, just based off results, looks like he's currently the best short track racer in the series, getting his 3rd short track race on the season. His 3rd. That is insane to say. Now he ties Hubert all time, along with Lafleur for the most wins, and oh wow. So folks, let's go get into the results of this race, and then we'll check out. Well, then I'll put the chase standings after. Well, I'll put the chase standings after I go over the results, so you can see what the situation will look like, and then the post race debrief on the Discord, which is always linked. But man, oh man, folks, let's go check out these results. So to get into the results of this race, of course, Ronnie Hauger gets the win over his teammate. Um, and just I didn't think he had it for a while, but he made that pass. He got a great run, figured out the set of corners he needed. Hubert finishes in 4th. Gutierrez and Sustrai all pit for some reason, so they drop all the way down here to 23rd and 24th. I might think the 23rd car Miller maybe got in front of them and caused them some issues, but Haynes gets a top 10 after starting near the back. David Dixon as well, so those two drive their way through. I expected that. But Hubert finishes in 4th. I had quite a few onboard cams for this race, but unfortunately did not quite get the opportunities to use all of them. I really wanted to ride along with Hubert, Joseph Wood, and a few others, but we're not able to. But what a race that was. 3 NS Racing trucks in the top 10 once again. NS Racing just heating up. Another nightmare for Patrick Nolan. Gonna finish all the way in 28th. I mean, the breakup started there between Red Bull Fella Racing. Honestly, I think the breakup's been a long time in the brewing. In terms of silly season talk, I mean, I don't know when's the last time that 84 truck really got any notice by the leadership at that team. So it's been kind of downward spiral for that 84 of Nolan. And once again, not gonna finish too well here tonight. But yeah, I mean, it's been quite some time since that 84 team really got some focus, despite all the pit issues. I mean, at Fuji we saw the pit issues start, but even then it just seemed like there wasn't really any care. So I mean, he's likely on his way out of that team. But yeah, I mean that's just silly to talk. But Jasmine Daniel gets a top 10 out of this, so another great run for that 81 team and that Biffle throwback that they'll be running for the rest of this playoffs. Um, Burnett finishes in 5th, likely one of his this is gonna be his last few races unless he signs back up next season. But Benton Pragio drives his way through. He finishes 13th, so good performance for LWH Racing with that 5 and 55. We already mentioned Dixon. Bento and Raven up in here. Bento I thought was running a little bit better, but maybe not. Of course we talked about Gutierrez, Nolan, and then yeah, of course these DNFs right here. Can't have it if you're Rowe or Miller, and just unfortunately for Onjack and Miller, just innocent bystanders to Alexander Rose stuff. They just unfortunately and Carl Young. They just and I mean Bento. I mean maybe Bento was lucky, but 7 in a row just dives down in front of him, takes them both out, and that just causes issues. And you just can't have it at this point in the season. But we'll see how the 7 and 23 do next week at Portland. But it's gonna be make or break because back-to-back DNFs. Rose only getting 1 point out of this. He's going to be nearly 100 points behind already, which is not what you need. And honestly, it might kind of take him out just a little bit. But there's still 8 races left. Still can maximize points, but it's going to take a valiant effort, and a lot of other chaos happens to those guys. But that is your finishing results from this race, folks. And I think that's going to be pretty much it from In Our Truck Night in America live here at Richmond Raceway here for some Saturday Night Truck Series action. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And, you know, it's only heating up. We saw lots of stuff going on this race. We saw Aaron Abel make contact a little bit. We saw who was it? Alger make contact with his teammates. So I mean, it's only going to heat up. This is the playoff atmosphere we talk about, and who knows what's going to happen in this post-race debrief between a lot of guys. It might just be as sparky as it was last weekend. And then Portland might be one of those races where it cools everything down. But then right after Portland, we get right back into the thick of it, where we just have likely everybody going to be duking it out again, which will be at Dover International Raceway, which is going to be Dover Speedway. Sorry, not Raceway. Which is going to be another short track, which might be another good race for Halger. But then we have those back-to-back speedway races where we have, of course, the Firecracker 400 at Kentucky once again this season. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, folks. But yeah, this is going to be Charlie Outport signing off from In Our Truck Night in America. I'll see you all next week at Portland International Raceway, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening, and we will see you all next week. All the way across on the Pacific all the way across to the Pacific Northwest. I'm gonna be Matthew Hubert's home track, so he's gonna likely want to get something done there. But yeah, so we'll see you all next week.